All right. This is going to be the first month in the books. We're going to review the season. I don't have a better opening for that. I wasn't creative enough to think of one on
the month in review. It's the review of the first month of Oakland A's baseball.
That was pretty much as
it's the same thing.
Exciting as what I did.
Screw you, man.
I was hoping you would save me on that one. Don't be mad at me.
All right. The month I don't know. There's nothing. Anyways, we're going to
Julio,
talk about
what
the
are your
first month
first
of the
thoughts
year.
after the first month of the A's season?
It could have been worse.
Oh, it could have been way worse. I'm pretty satisfied, if you like, to be honest with you.
At the end of the yes, yes, I think that's a good way to put it. At the end of the day,
considering the circumstances,
considering everything that's happened in the first month of the season so far for this team, including trading your opening day starter like a week before opening day.
Yeah, that sucked.
Not bad. So obviously there's some good and bad. So Chris and I can talk about what has worked well in our opinions, what hasn't worked well.
Do you want to go bad first? Or do you want to go good first?
I'm going to go. Let's go.
What doesn't work?
What doesn't work? Yeah. So we're going to do a Sandy from Greece. No, never mind. I'm not going to go that.
Don't we have a segment called "What Works and What Doesn't"?
We have Fix It.
We got to fix it. That's right. No,
we kind of gave up on the consistent segment idea, but
yeah,
I like this more fun. It's a little more authentic, organic.
All right. Anyways. So what doesn't work for you? What's the first thing?
The defense is terrible.
Yeah.
21 errors to start the season. They are tied in the major league lead for errors. Look, we understand. I think everybody knew when you trade two of the best defensive players in baseball, there was going to be growing pains there. We completely understand. But Elvis is just fallen apart as a baseball player.
You know what helped our defense? Nick Allen.
Just play him every day. Play him every day. What are we gonna do? What trade value? Like, I love Elvis. I do think he needs to be on this team. He should stay there for veteran leadership, all this stuff. I really believe in that. But at the same time, why is he in their lineup every day?
But where would you play Elvis? I don't want to play him at second. I'd rather have Kemp at second. He's a better defender.
Give him more days off, dude. But what are we doing here? Are we trying to increase his trade value? What trade value? The guy doesn't have anything right now, unfortunately. I want him to, but yeah, he's a big part of that.
Chad Pinder being hurt for 2 weeks didn't help the outfield defense.
Piscotty also being out too, because we saw some, for the lack of better words.
Seth Brown's fine, but he's not a good defensive player.
For the lack of better words, and I feel like this is a great analogy for it. We've had some slapdick defense in left and right field this season so far.
Yeah,
Pache's been awesome.
A fucking clinic in center. He might win
God.
If he keeps going. But yeah, Mickey Mack wasn't great out there.
No,
what was there was a specific play 2 weeks ago that I texted you about where it just was it against the Phillies or something like that? The ball just went straight over his head. And he didn't even try and make a play on it. And he was it was against the wall. It went off the wall and he was jogging to the fly ball. I don't even remember who it was, but it was fucking disgraceful.
Now, do you think that a little bit of that has to deal with just learning to play in the Coliseum? Where
that wasn't in the Coliseum though.
Oh, wasn't? Oh, okay. But
no.
Yeah, I'm sure
the wind swirling in the outfield and shit. Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, this is going to change because once Ramon comes back, cool, that's going to be a consistent glove over there and right, and then you're going to have Pinder consistently in left, Piscotty on the rotation. But we've talked about a few weeks ago when we were going to this first baseman by committee, and it just seems like there's no real standout so far. I'm like, yeah, this person should at least be consistently playing first base as defense. And that's kind of my concern right now is there's no solution who can be a consistent first baseman. And let's see that's my first thing that hasn't worked. I don't love it. The defense is not good.
The infield in general hasn't really been consistent except for Elvis at shortstop, unfortunately. It's really weird. Tony Kemp should just play every day at second base. If you need him in the outfield for injuries or something like that, that's fine. But he should just play there every day at second base because he's a stud over there. Nick Allen should be playing fucking shortstop, and Sheldon Noisy should be playing third. Enough of this Kevin Smith bullshit. Kevin Smith can be a nice little bench piece, but Sheldon Noisy on both ends of the ball is clearly our best third baseman. He's probably our best player right now, all around. To be honest,
he is. There's no argument right now.
So it's just like, obviously, first base we got to figure out. They tried Noisy at first base yesterday. He made some pretty bad errors. He's clearly just not comfortable. It's a completely different side of the diamond. He didn't really have many reps there in the offseason, so maybe that's a thing for next season. But like, there just needs to be consistency. There's no consistency in the infield whatsoever.
Wonder what Nate Fryman is up to right now. Big old 6'7" Nick.
He was so big. He should have been just smacking him out the park left and right, but he wasn't. I never understood it. Anyway.
Yeah. Chris, what is your first bat thing of the season?
The 4-hole hitter. The thing I've been complaining about for weeks to you. It's a joke. Okay. So please explain to me the logic on having a player who came in a week before the season, who was DFA'd by half the teams in Major League Baseball, and is currently hitting 119. Why are we hitting him at number 4? Guess who that player is?
Billy McKinney.
Why is he hitting 4 like regularly? I don't understand it. I don't see the pop. I don't see the consistency. It's like we regularly Kemp, Noisy, and Murph. Like, it feels like every time they come at the bat, those 3, at least one of them gets on base. And 9 times out of 10, one of them gets in a scoring position because, like, let's say Kemp goes up to hit and Noisy will move him up. Or let's say Kemp goes to hit, Noisy gets it, strikes out or something like that, grounds out, and Murph moves up. Like, it feels like whenever those 3 get up to bat, because they've been so good at the beginning of the season, one of them gets in scoring position, and then like McKinney fucks up by hitting a ground ball and into a double play. And then there's one out and we got like a runner on third. At least lately, the first like 2 weeks of the season, this wasn't the case. They were hitting real well. And then like Seth Brown comes to the bat and he strikes out. And then that's the end of it. It's like, why are we wasting these fucking spots in the order with fucking mediocre? Not like, I don't even know what to call them. I don't want to be mean, but they're just not like, McKinney is like so terrible. Like, I don't understand why he's on this roster.
Chris has gone full.
And I apologize, McKinney. It's not, I mean, I guess it is personal, but like, it's part of the job. It's part of the podcast. Sorry.
So yeah, it's a part of the job that we get.
It's just so frustrating to watch. Every time he comes to the bat, I just like, I want to fucking bang my head against the wall. I have a couple times.
You should just have like a height, like a fake, like a wall graph of looks like your head in there. I don't get it. I really don't get. It seems like they are starting to get some consistently. Like the last few lineups, Murph has been hitting 4. I love to see Pinder up there hitting 4 more often.
Right?
He's totally got the pop there.
Pache would be nice. Pache's had some big games. He's not consistent, but he's had some big games.
If I had to say a more of a to add on to yours when it's just critiques of the lineup, I think Pache. I'm at the point of this year where there's no expectations. We just want to see what a lot of these guys can do, and even if I know he's not hitting well, put Pache at the top of the lineup, man. Yeah. Get that guy as many reps as possible. Let him learn behind TK to become like an actual, like a consistent leadoff hitter. And that's the thing that's kind of frustrating me is, maybe we'll see the Slater down the line after a couple of these guys are going to be gone. But it's like, that's what should be happening. It's like, this is a year where we're going to be learning. We're going to be growing. And maybe because like they still think they can be competitive right now, and that's where they're not, that they have their best chance of winning was with him at the bottom lineup. But it's weird. The 4-hole, it would be fun.
If we like, and here's the thing too, like, the only thing I could think of is like they're trying to tank, so they're trying to be bad. But like, I mean, Melissa Lockhart said it on this podcast. Like, once you get past like the top 5 to 7 like picks in the draft, it's pretty much all the same. Like, there's no like real standouts and talent. So like, tanking is not going to do us any good. So why don't we get the young guys in there who we want to like develop and like let him actually have a shot. Like Shea Langeliers, let's bring him up and give him some at bats, put him in the 4-hole. Like, what are we doing? If we're gonna commit to this rebuild, like let's commit to the rebuild. It's fucking stupid.
On to my first good thing, which is kind of going to be contradictory of what we just talked about. I liked how diverse and versatile this lineup is. I
like even though I just first 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah, even though we just kind of crapped on it, but at least defensively, yeah, that's a mess. But offensively, I like kind of the plug and play of a lot of these guys, whether that's for good or for bad, because that's kind of how they learn how to play. But it's like, cool. Well, we're going against somebody who is terrible against left-handed pitching. Well, cool. Well, you're going to throw, TK and Vogt, well, when he's healthy in the lineup, and kind of make them work around that. It's like, oh, we just need some speed. All right, cool. Well, we're going to put TK in there, and we'll put, Pache a little higher in the lineup so he can kind of get on base a little bit more. And there's a lot of moving parts with it. It kind of taped off a little bit. I think this whole team has in this last week, and I'll get to that in a second. But there's definitely some potential that like plug and play guys was working a little bit for Kotze, and I appreciate that. He's especially for somebody like him who he's learning on the fly right now. He's got Brad Optimus on the coach to kind of train him a little bit or on the bench, but I think in terms of that, I'm just kind of seeing like, all right, this is what we have in front of me for the day. What are the best places to set up? What are the best pieces to kind of plug and play with that? It's worked well in some aspects, except when it's Billy McKinney.
The only like explanation I can think of for Billy McKinney at 4 is like he's a lefty, but like you have switch hitters. You could put fucking Jed Lowry there. I'd rather have Jed Lowry than fucking McKinney. Ugh. Anyway. My thing that's worked, just Sheldon Noisy, and I want to say I'm taking a couple laps around the bases in this one because I fucking Noises. He's our best player of the season. He's hitting 330 or something like that. He's got a fucking huge home run yesterday. It feels like he gets a hit like every game. I think he like does. He's reliable. He gets big hits when guys are on base too. In big innings, like the guy is amazing. I really, like I said, big max multi energy. I really think that he could be a building block for the future. I like him a lot. Like I look, I know Zach Geloff has been killing it in minors, but like he's like 2 or 3 years away, and Noisy's doing it in the big leagues right now. So I don't know. We need to find a spot for the dude. He's fucking great. Maybe move him to second. I don't know. You're on mute, bro.
He's 27. So by the time a lot of these guys will come up, he can kind of be like, the grizzled veteran in a way. He could be what I get. No, I don't want to go too far in that assessment.
What Marcus was?
Yeah, no, yeah, for real. Like that was going to say,
yeah.
I'm glad you read my mind. Where, Marcus was here a couple years in Oakland already. And then that's when Ollie and Chapman got called up. So
yeah,
that's where the comparison's at. And hey, I think we've all seen what he could do because of what he was able to do in the minors, and maybe just going down to Dodger Stadium and learning from those guys for a little bit helped tune his game. So we're all rooting for him. I hope my prediction is wrong, saying that James Caprillion was going to be the A's lone all-star. I'm hoping it's going to be Sheldon Noisy.
Yeah, and let's not forget, people, he was an A's top prospect when he was here. He just got the he just got the shit end of the stick. I said this a couple weeks ago. He got the shit end of the stick. He plays third base, which is where the future best third baseman in the league was playing. And, he goes over the Dodgers because, the A's have Chapman. They're investing in Chapman. So, like, there's just no room for Noisy. Like, he's 25 years old and he's still in the minors. Like, something wrong with that. And he's hitting home runs, like, every fucking day. So he goes over to the Dodgers. And what do you got at the Dodgers? The most stacked team in, like, the history of Major League Baseball. They've got Justin Turner over there. They've got Chris Taylor, who can play third base. He doesn't play third base all the time, but he can play third base. They got Max Muncy. They have all these guys. So yeah, he's not going to get a chance there. He just had to really shit in the stick. Sometimes I was talking about this with the draft. My buddy Brad with the draft this past week, like it's crazy how many like stud players in college just like end up being busts in the NFL because the fit is just not right. And that was Sheldon Noisy's like life for first 3 years in the majors. He just was not. He got the shitty end of the stick. He wasn't a good fit where he went, but now it's great. It's a great fit, and he's our best player. It's great. I like.
We really, actually, this is a bit of a toss up of a trade. So the reason we got Sheldon Noisy, we got him along with Jesus Luzardo and Blake Trinan for Sean Doolittle and Ryan Matson. I think that's a win-win. That's a major win-win trade.
Yeah. Wait, what were the first two? Sorry.
Noisy and Luzardo.
Oh, yeah.
That's a win-win. Doolittle became an all-star, helped win a World Series. Matson had some quality time. So what hasn't worked? They are terrible at home.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Cow.
No
the
sense.
A's are 3-8 at home so far in the season. Let me make sure I'm doing the math right there. It's very evident that a lot of these guys who don't have a ton of playing time or big league time are aware of how big the Coliseum plays.
Yeah.
If you want to account for, they actually scored 8 runs on Friday against Cleveland, but then Saturday 1 run, Sunday 3 runs, Monday today 1 run. Texas last week 2 runs. The day before got shut out. The day before 1 run. Whether it's because, hey, this is actually what this team actually is, they're going to be a little inconsistent offensively throughout the year. We'll see. But if they head out when they, can talk about it with the coming schedule, but they're going to be in Minnesota this coming week. The following week, they're going to be in Detroit. If we see that they are able to go out there and actually consistently perform offensively, there's got to be some conversations ahead. I'm like, okay, well, what are you? And that's something that I think about the coaching staff will have to do is like, what is your philosophy where you're hitting it so wrong in Oakland, but you can hit it everywhere else? Yeah. And if there's anybody who knows how to hit better than in Oakland than anybody else, it'll be Mark Kotze and Jed Lowry, like the guys who've been played crap. They've probably played at least 1,000 games in Oakland at this point in their career, maybe.
Jed Lowry easily. You kidding me?
Actually, take that back. At least 500. They've at least played 500 games in Oakland.
Jed Lowry, think about Jed Lowry's had 3 stints with the A's.
But still, that means he's doing, let's say he's playing at least 60 games in Oakland a year.
I guess I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't think about it in that way, where it's like it's half the schedule. It's not the full schedule.
Yeah. But besides the point, I think that's something I'd love to see in the coming season or this coming month is, okay, how are you gonna start teaching these guys to adapt to hitting in this Coliseum where Kevin Smith was able to have the benefit of hitting in a hitters friendly park in Toronto. Same thing with Pache. Same thing with those are pretty much the main new guys who are hitting consistently.
Yeah.
But yeah, they stink at home. Figure out a way to fix it, please.
Mine is oh my god, I'm totally blanking. I don't know. I honestly don't have a second one. I just went all in on that first one.
You want to keep using this time to talk about Billy McKinney?
Yeah, honestly, I was just like so ready to just go on that insane rant about Billy McKinney. Billy McKinney. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong. At first, I said the 4-hole hitter. Now I'm just gonna say it's fucking Billy McKinney. That guy. Does he like have dirt on Mark Kotze? Is that what's going on here? Like, did he witness a murder? I'm just so confused. We don't have to do this again. It's fine, but. I have a positive. We want to move on to positives.
Take it away.
All right. Last positive for me. The young pitchers have been really impressive in my opinion. Dalton Jeffries and Cole Irvin. I mean, Cole, it's a second year, so I guess it's a little bit different, but he started off exactly where he left last year. Like just very consistent, very in command of the game. Gets out of like tough innings when he needs to. Dalton Jeffries he looks like a veteran out there on the mound. Like he has same thing. He has such control of the game. Today was not a very good example, but his offense kind of like let him down a little bit. We'll see what James Caprillion does moving forward. He had a tough start, but it was command issues. So hopefully he can bounce back. But the main two young guys have been really impressive. Frankie is classic Frankie. Has an amazing start, and then he fucking has just a epic crash and burn. He's just so inconsistent. Let's not even get into Adam Oler. He was just an absolute mess. But yeah, I've been really impressed with Dalton and Cole Irvin, and Paul Blackburn's been amazing. But
Yeah.
I feel like, he's not a young guy though. So, and we don't need to talk about him. We all know he's been amazing. We've been gloating about him on this podcast. He's been our best pitcher, gloating about him on this podcast for years, but he's not a young guy. I'm impressed with how mature Cole and Dalton look on the mound. So that was my
Absolutely love it. My last final good thing I want to talk about is the bullpen. The pen has been great to start this season. Really good.
I knew you were going to pick that one, so that's why I didn't pick that one.
Thank you. I love me a good bullpen. But yeah, they pretty much shut out the Rays tonight after Jeffries, kind of didn't have, after you just praise him. He didn't have the best start tonight, and but that's okay. But they've looked really good
the whole season, though.
Yeah. AJ Puck has looked really good. His velo is starting to tick up a little bit.
Danny Jimenez, diamond in the rough, dude. Where the fuck did he come from?
An ERA of 0,
dude,
in the first month. And
that was when he started closing. I was like, "What the fuck? Who is this guy?"
Yeah, I don't think Lou Trevino's getting his job back, and I don't think he should.
No, fuck no, he shouldn't. Hell no, and he shouldn't be the setup man. We should keep Puck there.
But yeah, Puck is awesome. I think at some point Pucks will be in the rotation.
Yeah.
I'd hope they just kind of get that keep getting that pitch kind of up, keep getting that there, and he'll be ready because he's looked really good this so far. I really like Kirby Snead, Sam Mole, the freaking Mole man.
Dude, Sam Mole's been
dope. Adam Kolarek has looked really well. These arms are finally coming together. So, huge shout out to Marcus Jensen.
Acevedo's been good too. All those guys have been good.
They all been well, but Marcus Jensen did a great job of helping manage his bullpen. Murph has really shown his leadership with helping a lot of these kind of people who've really either don't have much big league experience or are just kind of diamond in the rough, like Danny Jimenez. We didn't really talk.
What do you think that the change has been with Murph calling games from last year this year? Because we were complaining about his game calling last year because it was an issue. Like there was pitchers on the staff that did not like him catching their games. Like, Sean Manaea was one.
We traded them. They traded the guys who didn't like.
But what is
Murph catching?
What is it about these guys that he connects with? Do you think it's like these are the guys that he caught back in the minors? So it's just kind of like the feel, like there's a history there or something.
I wouldn't be shocked with that aspect, especially with like Jeffries and Puck, where they've been pitching together, they've been a battery unit for years at this point. But and I know Murph and Cole had some familiarity last year, but he's honestly, he won a Gold Glove last year. We know how good he is defensively, but I think the one thing that's really talked about a little bit on the radio broadcast, I can't remember who said it, but they were just talking about like, he's becoming actually a lot more comfortable with like framing pitches as well. And hey, what's going to happen when you frame pitches that you get calls that you shouldn't be getting and you boost the confidence of your pitchers. So kudos to him. I hope they continue to maintain this. And I hope that Puck is going to be in the rotation at some point.
Do you think
maybe that'll be something that happens this month?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know where he would fit in though. Who would wouldn't want to take out any of the guys.
Yeah, that's true. I think though, the
only possibility is if Frankie gets traded.
Yeah, which I don't think he's going to get traded to the deadline. It seems.
Yeah.
If you guys
have been so good and consistent, I don't want to take any of them out of the rotation.
If you were going to trade him, you should have done it like right at the beginning of April.
Yeah.
Now you're at the point where it's too late. You're better off just waiting till we get to July and see if something turns. So
yeah.
Hey, you know what?
Do you think that part of it with Manaea's so like loose and like, silly, and I've heard Murph is very business intense. Do you think that was part of it?
Maybe.
I could see
No,
that.
I don't want to speculate.
I'm a very like carefree, loose person. So when I like work with people who are like intense and like fucking, it just kind of like rubs me the wrong way.
Oh, we already have a couple catchers, but watch Austin Allen end up with the Padres.
That would be kind of funny.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, here. Bowmel's like, Sean, remember this guy? You know him well. Yeah. But hey, you know what? I think this exercise kind of just showed us that there's some stuff that's we really like with this team, and let's hope that for the rest of the season they can help maintain a little bit of that, and for the stuff we don't like, fix it. Throw back to the old. All righty, folks.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right, so it's time to pick our player of the week. Player of the week is brought to you by Chris Martinez, State Farm agent of Walnut Creek. If you would like a quote, give Chris a call to get a quote on your automobile, home, or life insurance. You can call him at 925-266-8997 or check out his website, www.agentchrismartinez.com. Let him know that the Town Tailgate guys sent you his way.
These are getting more and more legit.
Yeah. Julio, who's your player of the week?
It's going down. I'm yelling Pinder.
Nice.
Yeah, Chad Pinder has looked really well since he's come back from the IL. This past week, he went 5 for 11. Just a slot below 500. He was the A's sole run of the 1-0 shutout of the Giants. He also made history that day. He became the first player in A's history, dating back to Kansas City and Philadelphia, to be the only run in a winning game where it was a leadoff home run. Never happened in the 120 plus years history of this franchise. So baseball, weird shit happens all the time. Yeah. So Chad Pinder, player of the week. Welcome back, buddy.
Good job, Chad. Chad's such a white boy name. Anyway, I'm sorry. No offense, Chad Pinder. I saw the opportunity and I had to go for it. All right. Mine is going to be, it's pretty obvious. I've been deep throating them all episode. Sheldon Noisy. Last 7 games, he is hitting 300. He's got a home run, 8 hits, 1 earned run, only 8 strikeouts. He's been just dominant. He's been our best player all season, hands down. He made some errors at first base yesterday, but first base is not his bag. See what I did there? Bag, base, stealing a bag.
Okay.
I thought it was mildly clever. Anyway, third base is a spot for him. So shout out to Sheldon. Heavy Max Muncy energy coming to the A's again. It's been great.
We should get that on our shirt. Heavy Max Muncy energy. The upcoming schedule, we are recording this Monday night, May 2nd. They just wrapped up their first game against the Tampa Bay Rays, in which they lost 6-1. They have a game tomorrow and Wednesday against these Tampa Bay Rays in Oakland. Right afterwards, they'll be flying. They get the off day on Thursday, where they'll be playing the Minnesota Twins, who've actually been really hot in the last week. So we get to see our old nemesis for the first time in Twins gear, Mr. Carlos Correa. We might see an old friend with Sonny Gray pitching in the American League. So, Chris, we heard what's going on. Now it's time to go to the essential tools of the week. Last week, I chose Danny Jimenez as my essential tool because, hey, Trevino's coming back. Let's see what he can do. And he was great. He only pitched in 2 innings, but he did record a save. No earned runs. He only gave up 2 hits, no walks. So good for you, Danny. Keep it up.
I'm just saying, Chris, an easy one. I thought that was bullshit, but whatever.
No, whatever. Chris, you went the road less traveled. You chose Stephen Piscotty, and not a great week. He went 1 for 10. Get him next time, big guy.
I keep getting pretty ballsy with these picks, and they're just not panning out for me.
That's the sound of it not panning out for you. Well, let's keep that trend going. Who's going to pan out for you this week?
Billy Fuck no, I'm not picking Billy McKinney. That's not happening. Mine's going to be Christian Pache because I think he can ride the momentum of being the fan favorite of last week and like all this stuff, and really like step it up with the bat. He's when he's good, and he's fun to watch, but he's got to be more consistent, and we could use his help at the top of the order. So Christian Pache, get it. You're muted, my guy.
Get it. I should have said
podcast
muted.
Over under per episode. How many times I've told you mute? I think it's 1, but this time is 2. So for the listeners, if you bet the over, good job.
Good job. I am going to Dalton Jeffries. He gave up 6 runs tonight. Not a great outing. And then
not everybody's perfect, Julio.
And then his previous start, again, he was going against Carlos Rodon, so you can only do so much.
Yeah.
But he gave up 5 runs against the Giants as well. Wilmer Flores really just tore him up. It's like, how do you lose to somebody named Wilmer? Come on.
Giants are like really good, so like
his name's Wilmer. Like
the Giants are really good.
Like the
Wilmer Flores is also really good. I don't know why.
Like the stupid pig from Charlotte's Web.
Wow.
Oh, it's Wilbur. Sorry, I got corrected in the background. If you didn't hear that, it's Wilbur. Look at that, our third host coming in again. But yeah, Dalton Jeffries. I think he's looked really good to start the season. The last couple.
Wilbur, you idiot! Oh my god,
I know. Wilbur Flores. I'm gonna call him that then. I'm going to the Giants Dodgers game tomorrow at Dodger Stadium, and I'm just gonna yell every time he's at bat, Wilbur Flores.
And then start doing like a pig like noise.
Charlotte. Oh, Charlotte.
You can't really very loudly though, otherwise you'll like fucking blow a lung or something.
I might get, something worse from the LAPD. Anyways, Dalton Jeffries. I am
getting very dark today, Julio.
Yes, we're there. Dalton Jeffries.
Show. I say fuck all the time.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
You just said deep throating.
I know. That's like Sheldon, my favorite thing to say when it comes to like,
obsession.
Like, yeah, just people like, being all over something or someone.
Standing.
It's a good reference. When people hear it, they know exactly what I'm talking about.
That's true. It took me a while, and when standing first came out, I'm like, what are they talking? I'm like, oh.
It's not like a negative connotation either. Like, people like that.
Dalton Jeffries, Essential Tailgate Tool of the Week. Hope you get a bounce back start.
All right, we can end the podcast. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Twitter at Town Tailgate. We tweet stuff. Mostly Julio. I had to take over on Friday though because Julio was in an escape room and he escaped. Good job.
We did it.
Yeah, I was worried he wasn't, and then I would have to run the Twitter full time. And
we beat the Jumanji escape room.
We would have been canceled for sure. This is the guy who says deep throat on the podcast all the time. Anything else, Julio? What am I missing?
Yeah.
Go
follow us on Twitter. Let's go fucking Dubs. God,
Warriors, baby.
Jacked.
Dude, Jordan Poole
running through my body.
He has arrived. 30, dude, you see his stat line? 31, 9, and 8 last night. He was 50% from 3. It was fucking wild. Love that guy.
He's gotta bust out the old reliable box.
He's a star, man.
How come nobody liked that meme? And it's the all reliable box and it's GP2, Otto Porter, and Looney. So just every time they go out there, I'm like, they're doing it.
You sent it to me when I was like I was working on something last night, like super late, and I just like looked at it and put it down. It's for the listeners, it's not important. Anyway, we have a group chat about the Warriors. He sent this meme. But yeah. All right. Last but not least, Julio.
Let's go, Oakland. And Warriors.